We share with you 5 reasons, right, why you should not go to school. 5 reasons why you should not go to school. Now, when we speak like this, some people get irritated, but you must understand that we have come out with these principles because we have actually gone to school. We have schooled. We have had all types of certificates. I, for one, I have all the certificates, the university, and all the like. Understand this, so we know the difference. So if a man that have not gone to school tells you that it's not actually use the same topic I'm using, you should ask yourself the question, because actually you cannot use this type of sentence if you have actually not experienced the school system. We have experienced the school system. We understand what school is all about, so we can talk about it. That is why we share with you 5 reasons why you should not go to school. 5 reasons. Please, you need to follow me right to the end, because the last point on my list is very, very important. The last point is very important. Now, the first reason why you should not go to school, absolutely not go to school at all, is that school prepares you for a job. School prepares you for a job. Now, when you go to school, you're not actually going to school to get yourself prepared for something big. You're preparing for a job. They are preparing for a job. Now, what is a job? A job actually is to work for another person. So when you go to school, what school does is that school actually prepare you to work for other people. Now, school does not actually teach us to be entrepreneurs. School does not teach us on how we can become company owners or business owners. They actually teach us how we can work for somebody. That is the most dangerous thing we can ever get. The most dangerous. Because we grow our children today with the mindset that when they go to school, they were able to get a good job in a good company. So we tell them have good grades, have better grades. But all of those things are actually useless when it comes to the accumulation of money. When it comes to accumulation of money. So one of the reasons you should not go to school, because school teaches you how to prepare yourself for a job. The second reason why you should never ever go to school is that school takes all your years. Imagine that a child is starting from primary school, right? The child starts from primary school and he spends most of his years with the teachers, because the child, let's say school starts at 8 a.m. and finish at 2 p.m. So the child goes like that right to university. At university, most times, most children leave the house and go to the university campus. So we have a little time that we spend with family, with parents. All our time we spend is with our teachers. So school actually takes all our years. So one of the reasons why school, you should not go to school, that it will suck all your years. It will take everything that you have. The time that you will have. For me, I think that if people have to actually go to school normally, they should put it maybe 2 hours. I don't see the reason to study from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. No, it does not make sense. All that one is just to keep youth occupied and make them have the first point, which is job consciousness. Now, the third reason why you should not go to school, absolutely not at all, is that school takes your resources. School takes your resources. You have parents who have difficulties to eat, who have difficulties to take care of their family. But just because they want to stand out in society and also be valuable, you find most of these parents at times, they go up to the extent of borrowing money in the bank just because they want to send a child to school. They want the child to go to an institution where the child will register, the child will sit, so that people will not insult the parent that you can't take care of your child. So most parents at times, to come out from this blackmail, are forced to go into debt just because they want to send their children to school. So school can suck all your resources. School can suck all your resources. But normally, I think that if they are really serious about this thing called school, it should be free. It should be free. It should absolutely be free. It has to be free. Because if you take your resources, it means that there is a hidden agenda behind it and you should not go to school. The fourth reason why you should never ever think of going to school is that school was created to control you. Yes, you get it. It was created to control you. Except not all subjects control, but there are some subjects that controls the individual, that shapes your mindset, that makes you to think like those who want you to be controlled. Let's take, for example, when the colonial people, when they came to Africa, they introduced school. In that school, they were teaching their languages. They were teaching who they are. So in our mind, Most of the times they make us believe that they are bigger than us, they are greater than us, they are developed than us. Even today, there are many Africans who believe that Europeans or Europe or America are more greater than them. Why? It came because of schooling that is impacting their minds for control. So school was actually created for control. So I've said that it's not all the subjects that were created for control, because of subjects like biology, there are actually things that you can learn about plants or the like. But I also think that they are not important actually when it comes to making money. So school was created to control you. You should be able to understand that. Now, my fifth point why you should not go to school at all is that school was created so you can work for the rich. It was actually created so you can work for the rich. It was not created for you to actually have a job on your own. It was created because the rich people needed workers who were able to take care of their firms, who were able to understand business management, take care of their companies. And most times, the rich people themselves have not gone to school. They have not gone to school. Look at many of them that school dropped out. When we give points like this, when we come with this type of excellent points, or people want to debate, they want to fight it. But in the days of our parents, no one was going to school. They were living perfectly fine. We also hear society that tells us that if you don't go to school, you're going to be backward, you're going to be wayward. No, you going to school have nothing to do with your backwardness or waywardness. We have a lot of people who have gone to school, but they are criminals. So that is the 5 reasons why you should not go to school. Never even think about it. Now, I say the last point is important because I want to say something. Now, understand that there is a difference. There's a difference between school and education. Okay? The audience that are getting me, there's a difference between school and education. Now, what is school? School actually is centered on the basis of the classroom, meaning that sitting at the 4 corners of a classroom. That is school. And that school, they actually takes all these points I've talked here. They teach you for a job, they prepare you for a job, they take your resources, they take all your years, they are there to control you. All right. So you're actually created for the rich. So education actually is different from schooling. Everybody can be educated. So I use an example. For example, our parents, most of them were very well brought up. They never went to school, but they were educated on how to live in society. So education is different from schooling. So people confuse the two. People confuse education and schooling. You can be educated without sitting at the 4 corners of a classroom. I said that there are so many school people that are criminals, but there are so many school educated people. You cannot be educated and be a criminal. You cannot be educated and not live morally right in society. So there is a difference between the two. Never you mistake education and school. School is an institution that was created to waste people's time and make them to just go there and study. I don't know what they study actually. But you must understand that the reason I said you should not go to school is very important, because you are going to be broke and poor. You're going to be broke and poor. You're going to be stranded. So you should have in your mind that the thing you should chase after has to be education. You can be educated anywhere. Today online, you can go online, tap some certain information you want, and educate yourself. Educate yourself. Have knowledge. Meet the wise people. Sit down under great people. Listen to their messages. Educate yourself. It's different from what I'm talking about. It's different from school. So let's get the difference between these two, and you're going to live an excellent life. Do I say that school is not good, that children should not send their children to, if a parent wants to send his child to school, he should not? If you are feeling you have to, then do so. But understand that these 5 points are real when it comes to sitting at the 4 corners of the classroom. Don't put yourself under pressure, because at the end, school have nothing to do whether your child will become successful or not, whether you make more money or less money. It has to do with the education that you give your children, whether business, whether money management, and that is what will make them successful. So guys, that is what I had for you guys today. For you to understand this, that we are living in a time that we must be able to say the truth. As somebody who has so many certificates, I want to tell you that school will not help you in life. Education will.